Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of me narrating Tuesday Night Worlds. And again, I have another guest commentator, the one and only lone writer, Psycho X, pulling everything back, Devin Glenn.
Hey everybody.
So, this was Tuesday, August 5th race. It felt like a swarm of road crew. I think they had half the field. And I actually had, Maplewood actually had 4 people out there for a change, which was good. Myself, Carter, Owen, and Mr. Furlong. But weather was perfect. Right here, there was a first little small group off the front. Didn't think it was going anywhere, but Carter yelled at me to pay attention to it.
Carter yells, you gotta listen.
I agree. We call him Coach Carter. But I understand. I mean, it was a big enough group that had we let it get away, if no one was going after it, I could see it staying away. But it was early yet.
Well, with road crew having over half the field, you gotta pay attention to them. I mean, if we get 1-2 guys at any break, there's a pretty good chance of that sticking. So
Yeah. And I didn't know which road crew guys were up the road. I knew 2 or 3 were in this group. And of course, when you have numbers like that, you don't always know what their plan is, but it could be an opportunity to give someone who wouldn't necessarily have a chance for a sprint or even a break to be in that small break and stay away.
a couple different players this week too that missed out last week. And Caden was back, Maximus, Nathan on the Illinois side. Pretty good group overall, and I think Big Shark had some decent numbers as far as their team showing as well.
Yeah, I was hoping Big Shark would do a little bit more to try and create some separation, but road crew just had so many numbers that it seemed that all that they wanted to do was maybe have a field sprint. So,
He's our fellow force guy there. He's been riding very strong the last couple of weeks.
Andy referred to him as the older gentleman last week. And I talked to him on Tuesday, and I sadly did not get his name. So, shout out to you.
Yeah, he's been doing some work. It looks like the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, you can always count on him to pull something back or launch off the front for at least a little bit. Oh, there you are. It's a weird time in the race because don't know exactly. It just seems like nothing's going on. And here, disclosure, you guys can let me know what you think. Either talk to me in person or in comments. Decided to go side by side for a few minutes versus the picture-in-picture. So, you tell me your thoughts.
looks like we got national champion Abby there, ripping it up with the guys.
Yup.
Garner in front there.
It is. I did have a thought that if I just wait until like 4 or 5 laps to go and follow his wheel, then maybe that'd be a good play for me.
Yeah, there's always two guys you can count on as far as being there at the end. I know personally I always watch Caden's wheel. He's a good guy to, always seems like he's in the right move, so if you can follow him, you have a pretty good chance of being there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with this race as well. I don't know. It was a faster pace than the last couple of weeks, but it did seem like there wasn't really interest in a break, so I'm just trying to conserve energy to be there at the end of the first one.
I'll speak for yourself. I was interested in a break, but nothing I did or my teammates did seem to work.
Yeah. With you guys and Big Shark and Road Crew, I try to do personally as little work as possible, but there was one move kind of later in the race that maybe initiates I thought had a chance, but unfortunately instead. So
Yeah, well, that's crit racing, right? If you're a lone rider, you probably don't want to do any work.
yeah.
So here is where I saw that big shark attack getting brought back and figured I'd counter. Got some nice separation, but as you'll see, it does not last that long.
Definitely thinking to myself, that man, gotta go chase this stuff down.
Yeah, I feel that people won't give me a long leash anymore.
Now you're certainly a sneaky client. If you get a long enough leash on you, you're bound to get away.
So yeah, that was usually I can stay away for more than one lap, but that road crew, as you'll see just about every attack, they have like 3 or 4 people on front, and it's just, they're ready to rotate and go.
Nice to see Mick hand out.
Yeah. And there's definitely a nice sized field.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, with the weather being improved for this race, definitely seemed like a problem.
But compared to other weeks, most of this is just sitting in the peloton, watching things. And I don't think any attack off the front lasted more than really a lap, which for this group is kind of rare.
It's nice for a change of pace.
Oh, there's Veloforce.
Yeah.
And, it's even just like that. Some of those attacks right there, they get separation. Others, it's closed down almost immediately, like this one. I think there were even a few times, maybe one coming up, where I think Carter was off the front and I was going to counter, but the way road crew brought it back, I didn't have the legs at the time to counter. I was just happy to stay in the group. Oh, so over here on the right, I saw Carter go. Decided to go up on the left because I knew Owen was pulling. So you can see Carter got away right there and figured, okay, if I can get second or third wheel and he can get a little bit away and set false tempo when he's there. But again, road crew right away on his wheel. Carter's another one. They're not going to let him get away.
Didn't quite see it in the video, but if I recall too, there was a time where that might have been it, where Carter went off the front, but there was some pedestrians crossing and kind of, I think he had to check up a little bit, and definitely brought everything back together.
Oh, that may have been it. I did not. I wonder. This is also, I get to the front, just the nature of where I was at in Peloton. Did not want to pull very much. Kind of felt like that's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
Back to the picture-in-picture. So, anyone watching, including Devin, who's right here watching this all for the first time, you can see in real time which you prefer.
See Caden's on his shiny new bike.
There were several times up around that corner that I thought about going, using the, speed differential, but it just never seemed like the right time. I was trying to be overly patient and maybe too much so.
Sean O'Connor in front of there.
Yeah.
What opened the right for this one?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to prepare a lead out for him, and sometimes it just doesn't play out. He was talking after the race, and he's just like, man, I cannot crack Tuesday Night Worlds. And I was like, well, as long as I've been racing Tuesday night, the best I've done is 6th place, so all is well, my friend.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Gotten fortunate a few times, but I think you could have the best race and then the last half lap or last lap. So you're just seeing that position.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about crit racing is the effort, the result that you have does not explain the effort that you put in. You know, especially when you're working as a team, the team does well, but trying to explain that to someone who doesn't understand bike racing, like, oh yeah, I got 20th place, but I was off the front for half the race, or I did a lead out. Yeah, outcome and effort are two different things.
About this point in the race where road crew starts to try to assemble their train.
Close. I think, when I just do the ride race, I get the lap counter so you can see that there's 12 laps left. I think Furlong actually is about to do a little attack to get to the front. But there's not as much to, explain or deconstruct when it comes to this race because it's mostly sitting in the peloton and little small attacks, which, yes, that was it. Matt Furlong is off the front right now. His white jersey and red helmet, which again, you can see road crew. What was that, 5 guys right there?
Yep.
Just taking short turn pulls and not letting anything back. But here, I was feeling good and was like, okay, let me get ready to counter this. Thought I could be sneaky. And Carter was on my wheel, yelled at Matt to go to the right, and figured we'd try something. Which I can only imagine what road crew and anyone was thinking when they saw myself and Carter go off the front together. Maybe a dangerous move, but
anytime you hit Carter with the uncertainty, for sure.
But certainly we're not going to let that go very far. Which here's a train of road crew just ready.
Yeah, what the front there was Justin, Eddie. They had a pretty strong group.
Oh yeah. So we got 9 laps to go, and I'd say this is where some of the little attacks start to happen. Which, if you don't know anything about crit racing, this is, tactically about perfect for road crew and their size compared to the peloton. Start sending.
Guy loves a good attack on the hill.
I'm sure you can be jealous of the smaller people on this hill.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it will certainly add up over cuts, for sure.
Yeah, death by 1,000 cuts right there. The sprint in this is certainly different than on the Route 66 or Lafayette Square. But yeah, I mean, it was smart plays by them just sending 1 or 2 people off the front, because if they want a lead out, great, but then they send 1 or 2 people up front, another team has to chase it down, helping them keep the speed up. So they're playing it smart, just felt like the rest of the peloton was being beaten up by them.
It looked like maybe we had a rider or 2 go off the front, but it's
Yeah, just
there was a couple times in the race where who was at the front, but definitely felt like we were intentionally trying to keep it strung out.
yeah.
Never really snapped anyone that I could tell. It seemed like everybody eventually was kind of according back together.
Yeah. And there was certainly some of the, take a lap, which is the beautiful thing about Tuesday Night Worlds and training races. I had a friend in Kansas City who was talking about some training races there, which they only have 5 over the whole summer, but they score the whole thing. Like, well, no, ours is training races. We don't really. We scored a 6th place. It doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, like this year number. Second. That would change the dynamic a little bit. I think everybody still gives it a pretty solid effort. But, more points.
Well, yeah, and you probably try things here in training race that you wouldn't necessarily in a larger race or sanctioned race.
Our guest commentator from last week, 37.
Yeah. And, we just do one take. Whether it's Andy or Devin, seeing this for the first time and, reliving the experience. So 5 laps to go.
Well, there's the Andy attack. So yeah, I jumped on his wheel thinking we might have had a chance to get a break going. We're pretty late in the race here. But as you'll see, we get to basically the first turn and it's over.
Yeah, I think it's myself, Richard. So we had a bit of a gap, but catching you guys, but between, oh wow, I didn't realize that Richard almost ran it right into me. So it was a smart move by Andy had he gotten away, but I also understand, and looking back, seeing 3 people, seeing the rest of the peloton and saying, I'm going to sit up because I like my chances more in a sprint. I think, was this the group that went off and countered already?
There was a road crew that countered, and I believe we ended up coming back together, but then there's another counter that ends up being the lead, if I remember right.
Yes. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see up in the corner. There's a group of 4 or 5 that are off the front. I think maybe 2 road crew people and a Barner, which if I would have paid attention to my earlier thought, would have been the right time to go.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty optimistic about a sprint here at the end, and they thought that we could keep the peloton together and have a chance as long as I was in a good position. But yeah, not following that last group, very good.
Yeah, it's kind of a what is the best to do here. And coming into, I guess this is 2 laps to go, 3 total laps to go, or 3 to 4 to 5. Right here, I thought would be a good time to try and bridge to that move because they were up there. I had a lot of speed, and I chose left instead of right, and had to scrub like 8-9 miles an hour off. And at that point,
It's a lot of momentum to lose.
yeah, I lost all that momentum. I'm not going to launch off the front like I could have. So just sitting back in, which of course changes the dynamic. 3 to go is certainly different than 2 to go. But how the peloton behaves, how everyone else behaves, but that's bike racing. So yeah, you have a group of 4 or 5 off the front. Road crew not really trying at this point because
I don't remember who they had up there, but I think they had somebody, Jacob Williams up there. Who else? But yeah, in my head at this point, I'm thinking surely we'll reel them back in. We'll catch them, maybe on the last lap. But it doesn't quite come out that way. So you got to the front there to get ready. With his 7 other teammates.
10, 12. Hey, I'm glad that road crew has exploded and is keeping some cycling. So right here, I went to starting to go to the front, and Carter said, don't go too hard, in the sense of like, don't pop off the front, just go to the front and start drilling it. So I got to the front and figured, what can I do in the next lap to try and bring that group back? So just put in a hard pull all the way until out the next lap. So slowed it down. This is real-time speed now. Most of this was in 2x. So you can see them right there up the front. I think one got dropped, and then there's 4 more. And the person that got dropped was in road crew. I don't know if anyone behind me in the peloton heard, but I was getting to about right here, and I started yelling at him, like, get out of the way. Do not, like, I understand you might think that's tactical to block me right there, but that would actually just be a douche move.
I think that actually might have been an action rider.
Was it? So, coming into this downhill, still just trying to drill it, see them, it looks like set up for a sprint well. And I started to see people come around, let go of it, saw that Carter was there. He ended up actually getting 4th. Unfortunately, Owen lost his wheel, which, you said Owen has had quite the nice sprint and working really hard. And there you are.
Yep.
I get it. You get to the last lap and you know where you're gonna.
Yeah, and really, I mean, if you come around, I'd say turn 1, and you're not in a good enough position, and you know you're going to sprint for 5th or 6th place, like, I don't know, sometimes that kills the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, well, hey, I've certainly gotten there. I'm just like, well, I've burnt a lot of matches. I'm not sprinting for 6th place. Not only do I not have the legs, this is a training race.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, thank you for joining. It's always interesting to have other people's thoughts and ideas when they're in the middle of it, because I can only speculate as to what people are thinking and share what I'm thinking. So, thank you. Come again. And, we'll go from there.